Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with Tommy's Top Picks, here to give you a bit of a spoiler update. So we're in day 3 of spoilers, and I figured I'd throw a video out there covering what we've seen in this third day. I've not kept up every day, and frankly, it seems all the content creators are jumbled around doing different things, and no one's covering every single day. There's a lot going on. It's hard for us to keep up with everything, and also hard for us not to step on each other's toes. So I'm hoping that no one's going to jump on this spot and reveal these cards. This isn't a full day. There's still a weapon to be revealed, so that's yet to come. If that has not been revealed yet, it should happen within the next few hours by the time this video is up. So that's exciting news that I'm sure other content creators will cover in great length. But before we jump in, I wanted to bring up a couple of things I thought was interesting. There was some uniqueness, and I have to give LSS a lot of credit for this. This is awesome. They're pushing the boundaries of the design space of the game, and I love this. This set had several things that are what I'm calling the oddities of the carnival. Cards and specific ways of designing cards that we've never seen before in any of the previous sets. So the first that came to mind was reusing a talent for the first time with an ice wizard, and then of course with Bravo with being the 3 elements as well. We've never seen talents crossing sets. Now we have. It was kind of a given, but it wasn't necessarily certain that we'd see wizards that were ice or light or dark or anything of those natures. We might just only see them as maybe fire and earth, right? Because of Vulcan or whatever, the volcano area where wizards tend to be. There was no guarantee that the talents were transmissible, through sets. Now we know they are because they have been. First time we've seen a hero reused. Speaking of Bravo, he got talents added to him, which is also a first, and now he's the first 3-talent hero. Those are 3 big firsts. I mean, really, really big firsts. So that really opens up the design space going forward. If you think about it, any future set, we could get a crossover of a light-dark illusionist. We could get any sort of combination of talents and old heroes, basically evolving into more powerful forms or more design variable forms. Because that Bravo setup is just incredible. If you've looked at the card pool, it is so big, it is so impressive, and there is so much to learn and do there. It's very exciting. That alone, the title's accurate. Star of the show. Freaking star of the show. It's amazing what we're going to be able to do with that Bravo, and I think it's going to leave a lot of room for the next months for design and meta changes. So next one is specialization for young only hero. We've never seen that before, and now we have 2 of them as of today. One for Benji and one for KO. That's awesome. That means all of our old friends from crew, all the young heroes that we see in the future, they all have a chance to get kind of a future-looking upgrade. They're also pretty freaking aggressive. I don't know if you guys looked at the card mechanics, but they are aggressive. They're very powerful specializations. Specializations are always powerful, mind you. But, I mean, wow. This is going to change, your Blitz format and your Blitz meta, because KO and Benji are both going to be coming in pretty strong, if you ask me. Yet to be seen how everything designs. A new mechanic. We knew this was going to happen. They even teased it. Heave. Awesome. It's a cool mechanic. Can't wait to see it used more. I bet we'll see some in this set. Seems very thematic. Heave, it's carnival with strongmen. Why wouldn't there be more Heave cards? Copy a card, the fractal card for illusionist. Never seen that before. I think it's great. I think it's interesting. It leads to all sorts of future design possibilities, especially with an infinite card pool. You got to remember, these cards don't cycle out. So that card's there forever. And these other cards that get added in are going to create all these different, play styles and things you can do around it. So that's very exciting. Offhand non-weapon, the lantern, awesome looking art. We've never seen an offhand non-weapon, so that's cool. A defense reaction card action. So that's on the card where you put it out, and I think it was a Talisman. You put it out, and then you can use it as a defense reaction. So you don't have to either fill up your arsenal or have it in your hand to use it. I think that's going to be very, very useful. Any others? Anyone notice any other oddities of the carnival yet? Things that we've never seen before? I got to be missing at least one out there. What do you think? What are we going to see? I mean, what have we seen? What's new and different and exciting? Anyways, let's jump into what happened over the last day of reveals and spoilers. first was this Vexing Quill Hand. Looks interesting. Alternative to the Arcanite gloves. I think the Arc gloves are better, obviously, but they are, you know, a higher tier, so this will be more available. And beyond that, these are great alts because the Arcane Barrier is a nice little, nice to have as well, right? Destroy Vexing Quill Hand, create 2 Rune Chant tokens, go again. This may be, you know, a first choice for the OTK kind of Visari. I'm not entirely sure how often they pay more to get more of them out. If you're doing a multi-swing, like a chain that swings every couple turns or whatever, real hard, you might prefer the Grasp of the Arknights just because you're going to be able to more consistently create them. But with the OTK, you're just saving up for that one big hit. So this might be good enough. You know, you barrier, and then at the end, you pop it right before you do your big swing. Could be cool. Art is awesome. Can you imagine this in cold foil? This is going to be amazing. I'm super stoked for the art in this set. It's just great. Signal Jammer. I don't know enough about Mechanologist. When I read these cards, I realized I didn't know enough about Mechanologist. I'm specking on Mechanologist, and I don't know enough. See, this is a shame on me moment, right? Because you should do your research. If you're gonna put money into something, you should know what you're putting your money into. Do your due diligence. I didn't bother to really fully understand Mechanologist, so I don't really understand how this card works. If you do, go ahead and explain it to me in the comments below because I could use some help. I do want to make a Mecha card deck this cycle, so I will be doing it. I'm not entirely sure how it all works together. So anyways, Signal Jammer enters the arena with a Steam counter. I understand there's Steam counters. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy Signal Jammer unless you remove a Steam counter from it. Now, is Dash just creating Steam counters every turn, like when you boost? And then, so that's how you keep this thing around? Is that the idea? Each hero can't play more than 1 non-attack action card each turn. I'm not sure how this is good. It slows down your Briars and the like, right? So that's great, but doesn't it hurt you as well? I don't know. This is where I should have done my due diligence. Shame on me. Shame on me. Don't make the mistakes John makes. Dissolution Sphere, same issue. Enters the arena with a Steam counter on it, so it starts with 1. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy it unless you remove Steam counter from it. Now, if it's one of those things where you have to chuck cards to create the Steam counters, then having 2 things out that you need to keep pumped is very risky, it sounds like. So you really only want like 1 of these out. And then we have that card that destroys items, right? So that's even riskier at this point. Anyway, so whenever your hero would be dealt exactly 1 damage, prevent it. I don't know. Is that good? I'm not sure how often. That's pretty good for your arc damage that's going through that you would essentially block with a null rune or something of that nature, right? And then use this to catch the other one. That's not bad. That's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting. All right, I like that. Again, should have done my due diligence on Mechanologist, not fully aware of how they work. Whenever you attack with a weapon this turn, put a +1 counter on it. At the beginning of your end phase, remove all +1 counters from weapons you control. Okay, so you don't want to do this with Dawnblade because you can build those up and this would take them out. Interesting. Okay, but it's good with Kasai. It's good with like Bolton in axe or sword form. Because basically, if you're going to swing multiple times or 1 time, you toss this on there. It just gets a +1 counter. You get go again. Yep, that seems okay. Seems not too bad, especially for a 0 cost. You know, I love my 0 costs. Ready to roll. Yeah, here's the KO specialization. If you would roll 1 or more dice this turn, instead roll that many dice +1 and ignore the lowest. Wow. That's going to be crazy, especially with those other cards that are like, if you roll 1, it's destroyed. 5 or 6, you get awesome. Because this basically gets rid of rolling 1s. So it will never be destroyed, and you will be doing the awesome a lot more frequently. This is baller. Like, KO just got real interesting. Crown of Reflection. This is another one that's kind of weird. Leads me to think maybe Illusionist, maybe not. Because you'd want the Halo with Prism because it's a light equipment, and it's so useful for that setup turn. But this destroy Crown of Reflection, destroy target illusionist aura you control. If you do, you may put an illusionist aura from your hand into the arena with cost less than or equal to the aura destroyed this way. Activate Crown of Reflection only during your action phase. So it's a swap, which is cool. The one that does damage when it's destroyed, you'd actually be able to trigger pop a damage onto your enemy at whim with this, which is kind of cool, especially in those tight situations. Could definitely work well with Aura Prism. I just think the Halo is a little bit faster setup, a little bit stronger overall for her. Now, if we do end up getting a non-talent illusionist as the fourth hero, then this is her headpiece, right? Like this goes on her because she can't use the halo of illumination. She's not a light character, so she wouldn't have an illusionist or a talent focus thing unless she's a different type of illusionist and they have a different type of thing. But everything seems to be pointing towards a no talent illusionist if it's going to be an illusionist at all, and that would be interesting for this because this would be the default based on what we know so far, and it's not bad. It also seems like a mirror illusionist, which seems to be the theme, is going to have more aura type things going on. All sorts of stuff could be done with a reflection thing. So let's go forward. Amulet. Okay, so this is the beginning of a series of them. Well, I guess it's not the beginning. It's a continuation of a series. Over the last few days, we've gotten a lot of potions, amulets, and these types of items. This has got to be leading to something, right? We have seen so many of these items, and historically, they're not used too much. Time Snap's an exception. Occasionally, you get the resource potion used, but generally, they're not the top-end type thing. They're not the card you have to have, and we have a ton of them now. So one thing I heard, which I thought was interesting, was the amulets and potions, with the exception of one or two, are all blue. And Icelander plays blues as instances. So Icelander likes any and all of these. Now, do the powers and effects really work with her? I don't think all of them do. So, destroy Amulet of Oblivion. You get to go again, and it's at instant speed, right? That's pretty cool. So she can toss it out instant on the opponent's turn. Oh, you wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, see, that wouldn't really work with her necessarily. Not particularly well, rather. It still works, it just wouldn't work particularly well. It does feed that staff, though. So it is an additional blue card that could be useful for both the staff, and then if you find the right use for it, that could be something. Until the end of the turn, target attack action cards gain. If this would be put into the graveyard and instead put into the bottom of the owner's deck, activated this ability only if the card has entered the graveyard this turn. The problem is only if a card. She doesn't, well, we don't know yet, but she probably isn't using attack action abilities, so this probably doesn't work for her. Not sure. I really think they're foreshadowing. Oftentimes, cards foreshadow other things that are coming up. And in this case, it looks like they're leading up to something that's going to allow us to use potions and use, trinkets and these items in a different way. And if that, maybe it's like a bandolier or something that's like a chest item, so you'd have to give up your chest piece for it, but then it makes all these a lot easier to use or a lot better, a lot less setup. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure, but it feels like something's like we're being slowly led someplace, and it's a pretty epic lead up if you ask me. Talisman of Creation. When you play a card from your banished zone, destroy Talisman of Creation and name a card. Banish all cards with the chosen name from each opposing hero's graveyard. I have no idea how this is used. What do you think? So it's got to be Chain. He's the only one that plays from Banish Zone as of now. I don't know. Why would you want to banish cards from their graveyard? What's the value in that? Yeah, I don't know. Anyone have any ideas on this one? I don't know this one. Next, Healing Potion. This one's pretty cool, especially if we get PvE. I wonder if PvE plays with the Banish Zone or the graveyard. Maybe that would be useful there. Bring Chain along on an adventure. I don't know. Anyways, destroy Healing Potion, gain 2 action points, go again. I think this is a perfect fit for Icelander as she stands. Obviously, we want to see what else comes out in Wizard, but as she stands, throwing 2 of these into her Blitz deck, there's no reason not to. There's no reason. It's an instant speed item out on the field on your opponent's turn. Also feeds the staff now that we know what that is. Also heals her, which is something that we want because she starts with lower health, and she's probably going to be a bit sluggish on the damage because of the nature of her. She's not off the top like sorry, like Kano is. So I think these sorts of cards, these utility cards, will be key for her. But you got to be careful, right? You can't have all utility cards. You got to be able to slap back with some serious damage around. So you got to do some setup, defend, slow, and then hit back with all your might to take them out. You know, maybe it's a OTK style, build eventually with the wizard cards. I don't know. So that's it so far. A couple hours, there'll be a weapon reveal. From Red Zone Rogue. Awesome dude. Check out his content. And I hope you enjoy this. Let me know what you think about these cards. If there's anything I'm missing, I'm sure there is. I mean, the discussions are wild. I love this. So much engagement. Everyone's excited. No one's able to keep up. So be patient with people. And I hope the reveal season is as exciting for you as it is for me, and I hope you get the cards you're looking for. Boy, that illusionist card made me happy as a Prism main. I have to say, I was so thrilled for that one. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll probably do another one in a couple days. Like I said, not trying to tread on other people's toes. Want to give other people opportunities to do day-to-day sort of updates and that sort of thing. But I figured I'd throw this out there and put my 2 cents in. So that's it for me, and I hope you have a good one. See you next time.